pied-à-terre tax. It's for people who want to buy a second property in New York City. How do we get Zoran to make an exception for me if I were to purchase a second home in New York City?
Sorry, socialism means you have to pay up. There are no exceptions. This is a working class movement, so we're going to tax you.
You know, from each according to their ability.
Yeah,
and such.
What if I don't like it and we just cut it? We just do a little side deal.
Well, look, if your second home is a rent-stabilized apartment, then you get it on the rent freeze.
Yeah.
We can make it work.
I'm not taking someone else's inventory of rent-stabilized apartments. Anyway, I'm joking. But we have a very exciting slate of candidates. I've interviewed all of them except for one, I think, because he came on board afterwards.
Right.
And this is almost like a check-in. Early voting is starting on Saturday.
Yeah.
And it's very exciting because I think in comparison, when did you guys join the SA?
When Trump got elected the first time.
You were like, I voted for him, now it's time to fight. Yeah, because he's also a socialist, according to Kamala Harris. Or
you
communist.
know, for us, like we've been building this 10-year-long project to build a bench of democratic socialist legislators. It's not enough to just have the mayor or a high-profile Congress member like AOC. We need power at the state level too, because it's at the state where we can pass reforms that then presidents can rely on, and we can expand, you know, experiments that we try at the state level, we can bring them to the national level. And ultimately, you know, if we only elect Zoran and AOC, our project will have been a failure. Like, we're not here to create individual celebrities. We're here to build a movement of the working class and of the people. And we need to turn DSA into a factory to find the next Zoran, find the next AOC. That's what we're trying to do here tonight.
Hell yeah. And for those of you who don't know at home, we have actually almost all of the candidates that are on the DSA slate at numerous points were out also canvassing for the likes of Zoran, for the likes of AOC as well. So maybe the next up, the runner-up is in this room right now.
Absolutely.
Who's out there door knocking.
Yeah, so many of our candidates, Claire Valdez is a great example of this, were rank and file DSA members, rank and file union members who stepped up and organized. And like, that's a lot of what DSA is about. Like, there is no political class that should exist, and we're taking them down because anyone can do this shit. And we actually have to if we want to change it.
And it's far better to have people that otherwise wouldn't want to do this shit or come from that background who under normal circumstances have no way of doing anything beyond expressing their political point of view by voting, right, for another Yale educated, Harvard graduated, upper class elite that's not going to actually even know what the worries of the regular folk are.
Yeah.
And so DSA and organizations like that are very helpful in terms of identifying who has that kind of talent.
You know, we're one of the few organizations in New York that actually prioritizes candidate recruitment. Before Grace and I became the co-chairs of the chapter, we were the co-chairs of the candidate recruitment committee. And it's really hard to find ordinary working class people who actually want to run for office. Like, a big part of the project is just convincing them. But also, you know, like you were saying, like, it's a pretty good sign, actually, that someone's going to be a good elected official if they don't want to run for office initially and they need to be convinced. So a lot of the people who we're going to be talking to tonight are exactly those kinds of candidates.
Yeah, it's cool. And what are some of the races that, by your estimation, some of the most some of the more difficult races on tonight's slate?
I mean, our congressional races are a huge test of power for us. Daria Litsa is challenging a very powerful incumbent. Claire is running against a progressive, and it's really a battle of socialism versus progressives, and who can really lead the movement. But the rest of our slate, I mean, some are in open seats. That doesn't mean they're easy. A lot are running against incumbents, like Conrad Blackburn is running against a very powerful political machine in uptown Manhattan. Christian Celeste Tate is running against an incumbent who is the son of someone that Julia Salazar took out in 2018. So we're trying to end that political dynasty. Ian Huntley is running against Stephanie Zimmerman, who at the time time again votes with landlords. She votes against things like good cause eviction. So we're really fighting for all of them. And David Orkin is the final challenger, who's really running against like a corrupt friend of Eric Adams. So there's a lot of
she's
fights.
awesome though.
she's funny. I don't want her in office.
I gotta grab them. Can we do a quick photo?
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
I'll find the next person.
Sit down or?
Stage. And we'll probably take a picture as well.
Everybody, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. And one person. 3, 2, 1. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you. Nice
Thank you
to
for
meet you.
coming
I
on.
like your suit.
Thank you.
Yep.
And you guys go. Sorry, go on this way. Go on this way. Come on in.
Suit guy.
Grace comes out.
Big suit guy.
You're a suit guy too now, bro. We're a suit guy all around. Hey, what's good?
guys?
What's
How you
good?
living?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. A suit.
Damn, you're looking brolic as ever.
Not as big as you.
Oh, come on now. That's nice of you to say. All right, what are we doing today? I mean, how are you feeling about the race? This is the last time we talked.
Yeah.
What are some developments that have taken shape in your life? What's the race looking like? And brief people on who you're running up against and for what position.
Yeah, I'm running up against this guy named Jordan Wright. He's the incumbent. He's a legacy candidate. His father had this seat for decades and then was the head of Manhattan Democrats, head of New York State Democrats at one point. His father kind of is like, he has his hand in everything in Harlem politics, so he passed the seat down to his son. I am feeling good about the race. You know, I've been knocking doors 6 days a week, and I'm hearing really positive reviews at the doors, and now when I'm, doing visibility on the streets, people walk up to me like, hey, you're Conrad, I'm voting for you, and so,
Hell yeah.
it's really good. It's really good to see that. It's energizing. I'm feeling good. I don't know if you know, but my opponent has 4 big super PACs spending millions of dollars for him.
That's crazy, because this is like, this is not supposed to be like a no offense, but it's not a Senate race.
I hear you.
That's
race.
crazy.
Yeah.
So for the state race, you have 4 super PACs dumping money.
Oh yeah.
But you're still feeling confident about everything that's going on. How can people help out at home?
Yeah,
If they're watching, if they're in your district?
If you're in my district, please donate. Your donation gets matched up to 12 times by the state. If you're not in my district, please donate because we need money in order to kind of combat the attacks that these super PACs are doing. One of them is spending just $500,000 just in attacks against me. And so, people who are in Harlem, they've gotten like 10 pieces of mail a week, and all of them attacking me over and over for the same thing.
What are they saying?
So I did an internship in the Florida Attorney General's office in 2016, statewide office. Lots of people work there, Democrats, Republicans, Independents. It just so happened in 2016, Pam Bondi was the Attorney General of Florida. But I never did anything directly for her. I was in criminal appeals, so I was just checking to see if a judge did an error at the trial level.
So the slander is they're saying you were Pam Bondi's top guy.
Pretty much, like I'm a MAGA sleeper agent. It's
That's
kinda
crazy.
Weird. It's like saying somebody who works at Yosemite Park works for Donald Trump. It's kind of crazy,
Yeah.
So, they're spending $500,000 on that.
What's the biggest tea you can drop from your time under Pam Bondi?
The biggest tea? It's why I became an abolitionist, because I saw how
Works for
terribly-
Pam Bondi one time.
I saw how terribly the system is set up against poor black and brown kids who grew up like me.
Yeah,
so.
he's an abolitionist for January 6th only. That's what. I'm kidding. God, they're gonna use that anyway. They're gonna use that in the mailers.
Listen, I believe in street justice,
Okay. So you're running every single state level seat is running up against it seems someone's nephew or niece or son or daughter. What the hell is happening in New York state politics? Why is everybody passing down their positions to their next of kin half the time?
I mean, that's a great question, but when you think about it, it's just pure unbridled capitalism, right? These people are trying to hold on to their capital. They work in political capital, right? And so they're hoarding the resources and they're trying to hoard the profits off of it. And so the only way they know to do that is to pass those resources down to their next of kin instead of giving it back to the people and, giving us an open election with no legacy candidates.
Did you see the Geese piece on Black socialism?
The what?
There was a Geese magazine piece.
The Geese piece. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
What did you think overall? Not the main point that was the draw-in, the clickbait, but how there's no pathway to any kind of socialist politics in the country without black radicals, without black socialism.
100%. I fully agree with it, and and honestly, if you think back to the past, a lot of the wins that socialism made in the 70s and 80s were due to the black radical socialists, right?
Yeah.
Panthers being one of the foremost of them, right?
Yeah.
Hampton being one of them, because we experience things in a way that's different than our white colleagues, right? And if you were poor and black, then you experience poverty at a level that your white colleagues might not have experienced. And so you have a way of adeptly talking about that in a way that your white colleagues can't. And because you kind of have that experience and that background, you're able to talk to other black people who are not socialists yet, and you're able to talk to white people, Latinos, right? And that's why Fred Hampton was so good at building the Rainbow Coalition, because he was able to speak a language that other people couldn't speak.
Do you feel like there's a level of disillusionment that happens in every generation, including in young black men as well as young white men that we've seen? Do you feel like socialism is a good alternative to bring back people into the fold?
Yeah, 100%, man. I think it's the only way to bring people back into the fold, right? Because that disillusionment, what you hear is our voice has no meaning. You guys don't care to come and talk to us and see how we feel about changing the conditions. You guys just lord over us and say this is what's good for us, right? Well, socialism offers the opposite. Socialism is, hey, you guys should be driving the decisions, right? You guys should be owning the means of production, and you guys should be able to vote and dole it out how you see fit. Right? That'll bring people back in.
Yeah, absolutely. What are some other things that you've heard so far as a DSA candidate? Because I feel like for the longest time, I mean, look, I'm Muslim, but I'm white, right? So as a prominent advocate for socialism in America, one of the things that I've heard since 2016 is the Bernie Bros, they're white men, they don't understand. What is the craziest retort you've received from the establishment machine that's clearly trying to protect its own interests and its seat in this circumstance?
Before I get there, you reminded me of that Kodak Black interview when Kodak Black said, "My name's Kodak Black, but every time you see me, I'm white." It's kind of funny, but the critique I get the most from them is that I'm helping prop up a gentrifier organization in DSA.
That's so
wild.
Espaillat has been also kind of being xenophobic with his arguments against Daria Liza, who is Afro-Latina too.
Yeah.
So like the fact that she's both also Dominican and he's still angling it in that way has been very interesting to watch, because these are the guys who have literally allowed that gentrification to happen because they're in the pocket of the real estate developers.
Literally,
they're like all the older folk, all the older black and brown folk that have been living in these neighborhoods have been priced out because there's no change that's come.
Dude, my opponent's dad in particular has been in power here for like 30, 40 years, bro. So if all the gentrification that's happening happened on your watch, right?
Yeah.
And like you are deriving profit from it.
Yeah,
right?
they're like, we have no smoke with the ruling class. Our beef is with the American working class.
Nuts, man.
The New York working class. That's who's doing the gentrification by existing.
Literally.
Yeah. That's cool. All right, so you're feeling confident. We put your link down here as well. What's your favorite thing about your district that you're running in, and what's your least favorite?
Favorite thing about my district is the energy, man. Energy is unmatched in Harlem. I mean, you come to Harlem, bro, everyone's proud to be from Harlem. Everybody has a different drip, a different swag, and people like are able to express themselves in a way that they can't in other places. The thing I hate the most is kind of what we're talking about, just like that black political the old establishment that like is just staying in the way of progress. Holding everybody back.
How do we change the hotel that I think it was Fidel that stayed there?
The Hotel Teresa, you want to change it back from being an office? Yeah, it's an office building.
Because I really wanted to see it, and he took me there. Yeah. And I was so stoked. I was like, oh my god, like this is a hotel.
I was like, I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah, and it turns out it's a fucking office building now.
That's what?
Yeah, it's not even a hotel. You can't even stay in it.
Oh no, we gotta return that back to the people.
That's what I mean. It's like a cultural landmark.
We're doing the
There's so many.
first, now we'll do that.
Yeah, there's so many cultural landmarks, especially Harlem as well, that I feel like is being erased.
Yeah, man, and
You know?
some that are being built that shouldn't be cultural landmarks, like my opponent's home. Craziness.
You are bringing it back.
Got to, man. They've been trying to sling my name in the mud. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Talk your shit, King. This is
Got
your.
to.
This is your
Yeah.
opportunity.
Yeah, I'm
This is your
talking my
opportunity.
shit. Let's go.
Okay, cool. So you said the least favorite is your opponent building a house in the district.
You know?
Okay. What is some of the more salient points that you feel like is working when you go out and knock on doors and talk to people?
Yeah.
If there's anyone who also wants to participate in that,
Here's-
what could they use?
One of them you're gonna be surprised by. One, people really like it's publicizing Con Ed, right? Because people fucking have big beef with Con Ed because every time you turn on your AC, your bill goes up $500. And so when I'm at the door, I talk about freezing our Con Ed rates and then publicizing Con Ed so that it answers to us and not a corporation. People love that, and people love cooperative ownership of our housing because Harlem is 85% renters. Our landlords have so much power. And so, you know, if we have cooperative ownership of our buildings, then we have a say in what goes on in our community, and these developers can't come in and knock our buildings down. So, you know, those are the two people love the most.
Okay, publicizing Con Ed. What are in the state? What are some initiatives that you're looking to advance? Because like obviously there is some momentum being built on the DSA front, and you know you're going to have Zoran, and then also at the congressional representation you have AOC, but obviously internally within New York State, like what are some of the first things that the DSA slate is like seeking to accomplish, and like obviously caucus with like a larger group as well?
Tax the rich, I think, is one of the first ones we're seeking to accomplish. And it has to happen, right? Because right now the budget is being balanced on the backs of workers, and it shouldn't be that way, right? We have mega billionaires who are escaping taxes every year, and we're paying like 30% taxes, and so we really got to change our tax code. I think that's what we're going to fight.
Expanding the police budget, I was thinking.
Yeah. You know, crime is down. We need to give them more money.
Yeah. This is like they're doing too good of a job.
Too good.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm a public defender, and we never get credit for crime going down. You know, we connect our clients to services. You know, we make sure that like our clients aren't getting railroaded, which you know gives hope to people.
Yeah.
But we never get credit for crime going down. It's always the police.
It's true. They were working extra hard outside of Madison Square Garden last night.
Oh, I saw.
I've never seen so many cops in my life. I don't know what the hell was going on.
Candy Crush tournament.
Yeah. No, it was crazy.
I mean, the city's on tilt, man. The Knicks are up. The Knicks are up.
Yeah. Do you feel like they should lose at least one more to even out the situation, or are we thinking Knicks in 5?
Bro, Hassan trying to get me canceled right now. Down Knicks in 5.
It's a trick, ignore it.
What the hell?
Don't
I know these tricks.
I'm doing a gotcha.
You know, I got a media training, sir.
Yeah, I did. I had to get you with one gotcha. Yeah.
I got one for you. How is DSA involved in your campaign and in your district?
So DSA helps bring a lot of volunteers, which is good because, you know, we need to raise our name recognition, so it's a lot of door knocking. DSA really helps with fundraising as well because we will hold rallies every so often, and there's so many members that there's a good fundraising base and apparatus. And DSA helps with overall morale, right? Because you have people who are willing to stand in solidarity with you and fight this fight.
Yes. And how involved are people who don't live in New York City or who don't live in your district?
I mean, they're involved in the sense that they're donating and spreading the word, which is helpful. Like, unfortunately, politics is still a pay-to-play system, and so we need money in order to send mailers, pay our staff. So, you know, they're helpful in that way.
Word.
Yeah.
Word.
Okay. I don't know how we're supposed to do this. Are we just chilling?
I guess so, until somebody gets us.
All right, word.
That's what I usually
we'll
do.
keep chilling. Chat. Do you guys have any questions for Conrad?
Yeah, what's up, chat? What we got? Last time I got called, what, a Chad?
Yeah, you are. You are a Chad. That's good though. I think it's important.
We need a name for like a black Chad. Like, what can we come up with?
There probably is one, but it's probably like because Chad also comes from the incel community, so I doubt that it's
Oh
We're
my
gonna wrap
god.
up. Bron's gonna take your picture. And we'll
Okay.
get everything in here.
all right, perfect.
All right, one vertical. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and then a couple horizontals. 3, 2, 1. Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir. Free Palestine always. All right.
Take it
And
easy.
power
Have a
to
good
the
one.
people. Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Yeah, you're on.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Hey, man.
Hello, hi.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
What's going on?
All right. How we doing?
Doing good, man.
So, how's the situation looking like for you since the last time I saw you?
Yeah, so I don't remember whether, I think it was before my special election, but I've been
Yeah.
in office now
Yeah.
for 4 months, so we
True.
won.
Yeah, that's the yeah.
Yeah, the People's Republic of Astoria continues to be represented by a Democratic Socialist.
Yeah.
And as you know, I took over for Zohran Mamdani's assembly seat. And I feel good about election on June 23rd, but I feel so good about having this incredible slate of candidates who are running to join me in the assembly and the state senate, and also our 2 incredible congressional candidates. So we're only growing.
What are some of the initiatives that you guys are seeking to advance with the New York City DSA slate?
Well, we absolutely are not giving up on taxing the rich, right? We have to go back and ensure that some of that legislation that was stopped by the governor actually comes through next year, because we're going to just see the need for that revenue increase. We're about to see hundreds of thousands of people lose health care. We're about to see folks face a lot of housing issues because she refused to fund housing vouchers that a lot of New Yorkers need to keep a roof over their head. And of course, we need to continue fighting back against the rising tide of fascism from the federal government. I represent a 38% district born outside of the United States, and that means that I have the responsibility to continue protecting my neighbors. I am an immigrant from Ecuador, so I know what that's like to go through the immigration system in this country, a deeply unjust system that both Democrats and Republicans have been complicit in creating an agency like ICE.
What are some of the ways in which there could be like community defense implemented, which is somewhat decentralized, but then also like how can you aid and abet in that process as a
Yeah,
representative?
that's a great question. I think that the difference, the DSA difference, if you will, is that those of us who are in office from DSA, we're organizers first. And so we've done this work before. Actually, my background is in immigrant rights organizing, and so I worked with a lot of undocumented workers to fight against wage theft, to fight against labor exploitation, even when they quote unquote didn't have documentation to work in this country. And it's the same thing when it comes to fighting for your rights as an undocumented person against ICE. What we can and must do and are already doing is being in communication with each other as elected officials to make sure that we're the first line of defense when one of our constituents is taken. And I have to tell you, what is super helpful to that for me is that I have a congresswoman who in my district is AOC. So when you have someone good in Congress, it really matters because she has been able to help get people out of detention. And that is why it is imperative to elect people like Claire Valdez, like Daria Lisa to Congress. Because you really will have somebody who's not beholden to APAC, is not beholden to ICE contractors and private prison contractors that are benefiting and profiting off this bullshit.
Isn't that precisely what happened with Mahmoud Khalil and Espaillat, who refused, even though Mahmoud Khalil is a constituent, Espaillat refused to even meet with him, meet with his family, or make a big fuss about his release until much later in the process. And I saw his initial reaction, and it was so horrible. I mean, his initial reaction was not dissimilar to Chuck Schumer's, which is like, again, also gross.
Because they're not dissimilar.
Yeah, it's unbelievable that you have a senator and a congressperson, a representative, both represent themselves so tone deaf because they are either ideologically aligned with the administration, which Chuck Schumer directly is when it comes to Israel-related issues, or with Espaillat, also ideologically aligned because his pockets are being lined by AIPAC and foreign lobbies that are representing the interests of Israel.
And I want to say that is exactly why the Palestinian cause is tied to the abolition of ICE and to immigrant rights. It's deeply connected, and also the federal government's assault on freedom of speech which is rising, as you know, personally, internationally.
True.
Yeah, like
I'm receiving it from both ends. I got the American government and the British government now.
And we have a Democratic Party in New York that is complicit in that. We're passing buffer zone bills to suppress people's speech. And this is not about anti-Semitism. This is about illegal land sales that are taking place in synagogues.
Yes.
Those protesters are also showing up when they're happening in hotels.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not about people worshiping. It's about the illegal sale of occupied land.
Yeah, which is the far bigger crime, really,
Exactly.
than whatever people may or may not say in these protests, especially when the counter-protesters or the protesters in defense of the settler fairs that are taking place inside of these synagogues are saying way more heinous things than what the pro-Palestinian side is saying. I mean, they wave Kahanas flags, which is a terrorist organization.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt, but we gotta keep it going.
Okay, we gotta keep it going.
Keep
Thank
going,
you so
my
much.
friend.
All right.
It was so
Great
good talking to
seeing
you.
you.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
We're gonna do a quick picture, Gianna?
Yeah, let's do it.
Picture, and then we'll switch.
Alright, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. And then a couple verticals. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Sweet, thanks guys.
Hi, friends.
Thank
Will you also just open your granola bar?
Yeah.
Ian, you're good.
What's going on?
Hey, what's good? God damn.
I want
That's crazy.
You know what?
The drip is out of control.
Hey, it's about the good life. It's about the
This is
good life.
okay, listen. The New York City DSA slate is actually showing up
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
in ways that I like. Look, I've been involved with DSA and other socialist initiatives for the past 10 years. I've never seen anything like it.
yeah.
I've never seen anything like this before. Normally, it's as Brace likes to call it, out of shape guys in medium t-shirts.
Yeah.
That they should not be wearing. They should be wearing XLs. That's what Brace's initiative is.
Yeah.
But you guys are crazy.
Well, we're running on delivering on the good life, and how can people trust you if you look like if your fit looks like trash?
Yeah.
So you got to show up and you got to like match the aesthetics of what you're running on.
How are you feeling about your race since the last time we talked?
I feel great. You know, we have achieved so much. We've gotten UAW, we've got support, we've gotten AOC's endorsement, which is really amazing. Someone who inspired me. I actually, like, when I ran, sat across, when she first ran, I sat across the table from her and was a union organizer. I didn't have the time to be involved in that campaign, but it inspired me. It's what made me join DSA, and so I have her endorsement. We've got a lot of momentum on our side, and we're really killing it in this home stretch. However, we have a ton of money. These billionaire babies are having a tantrum, and they're flooding the zone with mailers, like 3 mailers a day, crazy stuff. Even using my own photos that I posted, like, are you guys trying to say something negative about me and using the pictures where I look like?
What do they got?
Well,
they do that to me all the time too.
Like
The Free Press once did my favorite article of all time. They said that the handsome face of terrorism.
I know, it's like, guys.
And it was like me wearing a keffiyeh over my head. I'm looking good. I was like, damn.
I know, guys, you're like really trying to advertise for us right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I feel great. We've got this momentum on our side. It is a lot of focus on this because it is in Hakeem Jeffries' backyard. He is my congressman, and so he hasn't weighed in on the front end of things, but the political establishment there is very clear-eyed in what they're doing. So they spent reckless levels of money in 24 against me, and they're trying to beat that with the pocket change for them, but what amounts to, could make a difference between winning and losing. And that's why, we're part of a movement that people have to turn out for.
Yeah, how can people aid in your campaign if they're in your district or if they're not in your district?
Well, they can sign up to my website, eon4assembly.com, and that's EON4assembly.com, where you can sign up to donate if you don't live in New York State or New York City or Brooklyn or whatever. But you can also sign up for canvases there as well. And phone bank, if you're outside of New York but you want to contribute to this movement and support a very exciting campaign in Brooklyn that's really putting it to the establishment that they are losing their mind, you should check out some of the comments on my videos. GLC has a great video calling out my opponent and all the spending she has from the Israel PACs and the real estate lobby.
You know who you should get? You should get Hassan's endorsement. Not me. Not me. I already have endorsed you. Hassan Kwame just.
Oh, okay. There we go. There we go.
Do you know,
his brother. His brother.
You know his brother's base. I always bring this up because I follow him on Twitter. His brother is like actually based.
Yeah, perhaps it'll be a secret mailer. I also wanted to highlight this too. If you can canvas, we have these dope ass bandanas. I wanted to bring you one too, but we didn't have any more. But you can get this.
Alright, look here. 3, 2, 1. And then a couple verticals. 3, 2, 1. Amazing. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Seeing you.
Yeah. Take care, y'all.
Oh my God, he's literally going on right now.
Well, look who the frick it is.
Look who it is.
Welcome. Thank you for having me. What's up?
How are we doing?
I'm great.
How is everything going in your race? How are you feeling?
Oh, it's great. Honestly, like,
are you the only white guy on the slate?
Yeah.
I was calling that
I was
out.
hanging out with John Wilson last night. Yeah, Ridgewood things. And it was like, I was like, when we're together, it's like the quirked up white boy Olympics.
Yeah, you are, because everyone always is like, DSA's so white, DSA's all white boys.
Yeah.
And I was thinking back and I was like, I've had a lot of candidates on my stream. I think you're one of the only white guys on
and what is that?
Like nationally.
How should I?
It's good. It's representation. It's important. I'm glad that you're fulfilling a very important role.
I made DSA close to its roots.
Yeah, you and Grant Plattner.
I didn't know it was gonna be a hot couch, guys. I didn't know it was gonna be a hot couch.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you thought you.
No, I mean it's really interesting because I'm running against Jennifer Rauch Kumar.
My favorite. Your favorite. Out of all of the people that
she is like, I'm the representative of this community because I'm like a South Asian elected official, and like all of these South Asian communities who are very, very diverse in the district are like, you are our guy. Like the Bangladeshi Uncle Network has been like, you are our man, and they're taking me around and like putting me in front of every audience. I've gone to every mosque in the district. It's really resonating, and the reason, she's a Zionist. Yeah, and she's taking mad money from Israel folks. And that just really folks the Zionist lobby. God, really hang me up, y'all. She's taking mad money from Berzel groups. She's taking mad money from MAGA groups. She's taking mad money from Hindutva and Hindu nationalist groups. Yeah. And like that's where she's had 5 years in office, and people see through it.
And most importantly, she's got Eric Adams' endorsement. The coveted Eric Adams. I didn't want to bring this up.
I felt the loss. I felt that loss when we didn't get that one.
Did you think that?
Well, after my, like long relationship with Eric, the various trips we've taken together abroad.
Turkey?
Yeah, we gone to Turkey. Why did I have more in this hat?
Yeah. He's hiding the
scars. I'm hiding the scars.
Yeah. But the real scar was what Eric did to you.
So on a personal level, yeah. And that really hurts, but I really believe in like investing in relationships moving forward and just having kind of a clear dialogue, and that's the kind of like restorative process that Eric and I are going through right now. As soon as he gets back from Albania, we're gonna get that started.
Yeah, he broke my heart with that one too, because I thought he would get Turkish citizenship, and instead he moved in a different way. And he got Albanian citizenship instead. Mm-hmm. So I guess he's hurt both of us.
Well, that's just one of the many things that we have in common.
Yeah, we both
share
many. So, you're doing well. You're feeling confident about your race.
I'm feeling great. Yeah.
And let's run it back again. The incumbent that you're, going up against right now. What are some of the biggest failures of her tenure so far?
How much time do we have?
The Bangladeshi network to be on your side,
right?
As opposed to hers.
Well. It's not just, it's interesting because I think a lot of people when we go knock on the door, they're like, literally anyone but her, like, sign me up. And I'm like, okay, I actually like have spent my entire life doing a bunch of like cool and important things. And they're like, yeah, just tell me where to sign. But like, I actually have dedicated my life to the immigrant rights movements, Palestine Solidarity Movement. I founded a Jewish Voice for Peace chapter in Arizona. I've like lived in the migrant shelters. Like, I've gotten countless people's citizenship and like fought deportations. And I think that really resonates with people, and also the fact that she's been in office for 5 years and like doesn't have much to show for it. Like she's never passed a piece of legislation that has a budget implication, like nothing in the budget. It's just kind of these like fluffy other bills. And then she spent 4 years like literally dancing around town with Eric Adams, and people were like, "Where the hell were you?"
Yeah.
You know, and in that same time frame, I was working with people in the district, fighting deportations, getting them status, getting them paid at work, like getting mad money that was stolen from workers in the district. And I think that really resonates with people. So it's both like she hasn't been up to much, and then also what I have been doing, like, does really resonate. Like where, like the Bangladeshi uncles, for example, it's like, yes, I've been a very, very active person in the Jewish-Palestine solidarity movement, and that really resonates. And also, it's like, who lives in this district? It's like the Uber and Lyft drivers of the city, the delivery drivers of the city, the construction workers of the city, and those are the people that I've represented for the past couple of years as a workers' rights attorney, and those are the people I'm going to continue working for. And also, it's hella fun because
what's the biggest? Oh, okay. All right. Well, last question. What's the biggest attack you've received, and how do you retort?
Well, she put my dad on blast for being a butt doctor, which is crazy because they try to make it seem like he does BBLs, and he's actually just like does colonoscopies. And
she's losing the unks again.
I know, and it's like, guys, colon cancer is coming.
I was about to say,
have you guys done a colonoscopy yet? And would you like one?
I have not, but maybe.
We're gonna talk later. We're gonna work on that. We're gonna work on that.
Oh yeah, we gotta take a photo real quick.
Okay, what an ending. All right, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. All right, and some verticals. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Great work, guys.
Thank you, boys. See you on the flip side.
Now, colon cancer's no joke.
No, I know. It's rising amongst the youth.
Yeah. Get checked out.
Looks good. Looks good.
Buy some treats.
Oh hell yeah! We got more merch. That's crazy. Every time I come here, man.
This is my campaign shirt. You want to read it out loud?
New York is a union town.
Right. So we are the campaign with the most union endorsements in this race.
Oh
and
wow!
The pigeon has become our emblem, so we're kind of rocking that.
I live in Iapa's district. Iapa's running to be my assemblyman.
Yeah, and you've been glazing him hard.
I have been.
Appreciate it,
yeah.
And the pigeon is the right. I think it's the right. I think living there. Yeah, I think it's
the sexy DSA.
Oh, I got another one.
Oh, you got one already? All right.
Well, not this one. Not this variant.
Yeah, we're mutating. We're very.
Okay, hell yeah! I like this one even more than the other one.
Hear that?
So I'm really excited about your race specifically because we're flipping Dime Square back.
Yes, we are. We're taking it back.
Dime Square is no longer a safe haven for crypto fascists.
That's right.
And Peter Thiel affiliates. And it's going to become a
socialist utopia.
It's a socialist utopia, and it's very important. It's very important to get that across.
I completely agree.
So tell me a little bit, because I did the DSA slate, you weren't there.
Yeah, my race didn't exist yet.
Yeah, your race had not existed. So who are you running up against? Like, what are some of the biggest problems caused by the incumbent here?
Okay, so yes, so the current state senator, he is retiring, which is causing an opening in the assembly.
Yeah.
So it's an open seat. So I'm running against 5 other people. It's kind of a zoo of a race. And the majority of them belong to Democratic clubs, all of whom endorse Dan Goldman, the APAC candidates. So the majority of these candidates are part of those problematic clubs. So I'm completely against that as a candidate, as a socialist, as an organizer. And I'm a housing organizer here in Lower Manhattan, anti-ICE activist as well. And down here we have Chinatown in my district, as you know where you live. And so a lot of families are scared to show up to school every day, to take out their kids every day. So it's very felt. This very rich immigrant district is very felt.
Okay. And so, aside from the Dan Goldman, like, who's the biggest op? Who's the most difficult?
My strongest opposition, my strongest competitor, maybe this Chinatown figure named Jackie Wong. He's kind of an anti-shelter kind of guy. He's a conservative Dem, like Chinatown figure. So if anyone, maybe he's my biggest competition. I would say him.
Okay.
Yeah, good question.
Okay, how do we slander? I'm kidding. Okay, what have they done? You said they're anti-shelter.
Yeah, so they'll run their ads and their mailers, and in English it sounds like somewhat progressive, and they'll have Chinese subtitles, and the Chinese text it will be like, and we're against homeless shelters, and we're against. So it's very sly, very cynical to kind of be palatable to everyone in the district, so that maybe folks who are more conservative who are Chinese will read that and think, okay, well, he's on my side, but maybe some progressive, like people who can only speak English will read that and think, okay, he's for me. It's very, very calculated.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your attitude about homeless shelters in general, or how do you think we can combat homelessness in New York City? Is it a policy problem, or is it a personal moral thing?
No, absolutely. It's a complete policy problem. Lower Manhattan is a very rich district. We need more housing, we need more affordable housing. We've seen opportunities for real low-income housing, like under 30K a year housing, be blocked by our legislators. It's not okay. We need to always be on the forefront of this. That's why I'm supporting a bill to pass the Social Housing Development Authority, which is Emily Gallagher's bill, which would create a new authority to create new housing. It's super relevant in downtown. We're very what's the word? We're very dense. Not a lot of space, and so we gotta start building up, I guess.
Yeah. Before we let you go, where can people find your stuff, and how can they help out?
Yes, of course. So iapa.nyc/events if you want to sign up for a phone bank or you want to come door knock with me. Only 2 weeks left or so. Early voting is this Saturday. We're very excited, and if you want to follow me, it's at IAPA NYC, ILLAPA NYC. And thank you for having me. So good to meet you.
Of course, nice to meet you.
Appreciate it.
See you around.
Good to see you, man. Take it easy. Oh, wait, photo.
Oh,
photo.
We gotta do a photo real quick.
Okay, camera. All right, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, and then a couple verticals. 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Got it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care, man.
See you. Take it easy.
Yeah, we got hella merge.
Speed dating, dude.
This is what I did last time too. Remember?
Yeah, no, I remember.
You were there. Oh, we got another DSA hat. Hey, what's good? What's good?
How's it going?
Dude, everyone is far better dressed for the occasion than I am. Let's be real.
I feel like we had that pattern last time too.
Oh my. Okay.
I just assumed you were about to come ready because we had the whole interaction.
That's why I'm wearing a suit.
I would have brought you something if you had just texted me.
Yeah, I didn't realize. What's going on? How have things materialized since the last time we had you on stream?
Things are good. We've been doing the work. I mean,
early voting is starting.
Yeah, day after tomorrow.
Okay, who's your biggest op and what's their biggest issue?
This is his new lead question. It's like, who's your biggest op and what's the worst thing about them?
Yeah, tell me. Give me the tea.
I mean, the easy answer is Eric DeLong, right? The man whose job I want. But I mean, look, the reality is he's not even my biggest op, right? He's like an appendage of the problem. Right? The problem is the entrenched capitalist society that we live in. The problem are corporate politics that buy out folks on the left and the right. He's an appendage of that problem, right? He's not even out here plotting for himself. He's that power system operates through him.
Yeah, he's a servant of capital.
100%. And you see it in the way that those power interests show up to defend him, right? Billionaires are putting in hundreds of thousands of dollars into super PACs in this race just to drown out the message, to drown out our message, the world we're trying to build.
What are some avenues of attacks you've received so far, and how do you retort against them?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, what's interesting is that this year it's more of a shapeshifter than an attack, right? Last time this guy was challenged, he lashed out in the most ugly, transphobic way.
Yeah.
And this time he's shapeshifting. This time he's pretending he was fighting with us the whole time for universal child care, right?
I have noticed that a lot. There are a lot of candidates that are they're fake progressives, and it's even happening in some of the races that I'm working with, like in the Senate, with Abdul Sayed in Michigan. I've noticed that there's two different lines of attack. Either you have the cookie cutter, do nothing establishment Democrat that's like, we have to be conservative, these guys are crazy. Or you have this more insidious version now, where I feel like some people will come in and be like, no, I love Zora.
Yeah, I know. And I think it's because Zoran spoon-fed them the messaging.
Yeah.
Right? They're not even connected to community enough to know what people are caring about in this moment.
Yeah.
But Zoran spoon-fed it to them so easy that even they could understand. And now you hear them just parroting back the same lines, the same promises, even though they've been in power for generations. The person I'm running against been in power for 25 years. So don't tell me now you care about affordability, what you've been doing for 24 years.
Yeah. No, but they figured out the colors and the ads. They got the same.
They did,
They
and the
figured.
font.
Yeah. No. It's
it's
what
the
I've
retro
learned.
layer.
What I've learned is that the mailers that you gotta trust the least and the posters you gotta trust the least are the ones that are most made to imitate Zorons at this point.
Yeah, walking ads, walking and talking ads, like.
You heard of like gentrification door numbers?
Yeah.
Like you walk down the street in New York and you can tell which buildings are brand new because they all use the same type, the same font.
Yeah,
type
they
for
got
the
that.
numbers.
They got the skinny door number.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's just like that. You can spot it a mile away.
Yeah, it's easy.
100%.
All right, are we rolling through?
What's up? I just spoke.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
What's up? Hey. Good to see you. Hey. Oh my God, Noah. Hey.
Hey. Good to see you.
I don't
What's your
know.
name,
I think they keep,
Emma. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
they keep doing this, so I never know. But look, as long as is he rolling out?
Is it my time to fuck off? Or?
All right, shit. We gotta take a photo, but before we do the photo, tell people where they can find you, how they can help out.
Thank you for the reminder. What's up, chat? If you live in New York, come volunteer. Get out the vote is right now. We're out all day, every day between now and the election. If you don't live in New York, go to cct4nyc.com and give me some of your money because we need it to fight back against that nonsense mailer action we were talking about. Appreciate you.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Hey.
And then let's take a photo.
All right. 1 second. Okay, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. And then a couple verticals. 3, 2, 1. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you, man. Hey, appreciate you both.
All right,
People in the
Yeah,
house.
you're on.
those bananas.
How many more do we have?
You have a beer and then Clay.
Okay.
And then Samantha Katana. That's it.
Okay, all right. Can I pee real quick?
Yeah.
All right.
You might want to mute it because I don't know how much.
No, it's fine. Hold
Follow
on.
him into the bathroom.
Yeah. If you can come in.
We do things different here.
Yeah.
Wait, she can just come in and start talking.
Yeah, she can start coming.
Yeah, whatever. It's. Keep shouting.
Water real quick.
Oh yeah, water. I like the speed dating thing. It's cute.
Yeah. Nice. I'm fighting every demon to like not.
I know, dude. I was like, you know what?
No, I can't.
I got willpower. I'm sorry, Reese's. I can say no to that. Oh. Cute.
Yeah. So far, so good. How we doing, chat?
We good? We smoking?
Y'all doing?
We cooling? Alright, so we're gonna get Aber.
Piss Mike.
Piss Mike. Oh yeah, oh right.
No, it's actually, I didn't turn off Piss Mike. He's just in there quietly like aiming toward like that one section that
I can't believe that when Adam did that to him. That was so good. No, I forgot about that. I was in the room for, not in the bathroom, but I was in the room for that one. That was so
It's
good.
happened a couple of times. We've had a couple instances on the record.
At this point, you just gotta remember, like if it's not your
There
mic.
have been times I've intentionally set him up for failure.
Well, that's different because it's you.
You can bring her in now.
Yeah, yeah. Here.
Let's do that.
Yeah. Here. Whoever come in. Yeah.
He's ready?
Yeah. It'll be out in a second.
You just have her talk to camera too.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Let's do it.
It's fine. No, it's
How you doing, my friend? What's up? You outside. You all the way outside. You all the way outside making trouble.
How are you?
The kind of trouble that I want.
Hey.
Of course.
Did
You
you
know
know
I
that-
bought one already.
Yes,
It's yours.
Oh,
Hand
this is
delivered.
hand delivered.
Come on.
Right for
Let's
you.
go.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right.
All right. Did you know that Linda was like my auntie, basically?
Like actually or no?
Pretty much.
Okay, the one for me, I'm leaving you alone.
All right.
Okay.
Here, look at this one.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2.
Yeah, the whole segment's a photo shoot.
All right, let's do it. Get in here.
Yeah. This is for you.
Thank you so much. Oh my God. This is this is why I do it. This is why I come here. It's not for the socialism shit. It's for the free. It's for the free merch. Every time.
The hand delivered, my friend. Come on.
I mean, Linda helped my family out when my dad was in prison. He was picked up by ICE and she helped my mom out, and I've been working with her ever since.
Yeah, Linda is amazing. I love her. I've been a fan of her work for a very long time.
Hassan and I are probably the two most hated people by the Democratic Party.
One of the OGs.
Yeah, that's who I like to hang out with.
Yeah. Well, you know, hated, but also at the same time, we do have a lot of fans as well.
I mean, that's right.
And
We're building a movement.
Exactly. There's
Honestly,
a lot of fans of justice.
Linda helped build to this moment. I would say.
Absolutely. 100%.
And I will say, Linda knows this. When she was going hard for Bernie in 2016, I was like working for her, and I was like, this electoral crap. I don't believe in this.
Oh, you were
I was like, what's Linda about? What's Linda?
Yeah.
We started getting everybody that community to call him Uncle Bernie. Uncle
Bernie. Because I was a little bit more skeptical about electoral politics, you know.
Yeah.
But
And look at you now.
Honestly,
you became what you were skeptical of.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about your race.
Tell me. She'll be the first Palestinian American woman to go to the New York State Legislature.
She's feeding you the point.
I know. You're going to be the first Palestinian American woman to go to the New York State Legislature.
That is true. But also, the campaign is not about me being Palestinian.
Yes.
I think the fact that we have always been fighting for Palestine is actually what everything else is about. Because if you fight for Palestine, that means you fight for everything else.
No, absolutely. I think it's a pretty reliable litmus test, in my opinion, that is you get inundated with a barrage of moneyed interests that come after you that most people don't even broach the subject for that reason. So if you're a fighter for that cause, that means you're going to be a fighter for every other cause as well. You're always going to be on the side of the dispossessed, people that are being fucked over by the real estate developers and numerous other corporate interests. So who are you going up against, and who's your biggest op right now?
My biggest, well, I'm running in Western Queens, and that's parts of Astoria, Woodside, Sunnyside, Richmond. You got to come through. My opponent is like a progressive candidate in the district, and I think that what our race is really about is kind of, you know, what does it mean to push beyond just fighting for incremental change?
Yeah.
What does it mean to actually go into Albany? You can have people who go in and they're good people and they do this or that, but we need a whole movement that is going to push Albany to change. So that's really what our race is about. And who's my biggest op? Is it you? No.
Am I? No, I'm asking you. I don't want to
honestly,
I don't want to be on your wrong side.
No, I actually think that the whole entire Democratic establishment is our op, because in a way we are differentiating the difference between what does it mean to be a Democrat and kind of fight for this thing or that. But if you're going to stand against MAGA, if you're going to stand against ICE, then you need to stand up for Palestine, and that's like the big differentiation I think we're
So the person you're running is they're not sufficient in terms of their advocacy for Palestinians.
I will say that I helped write the Not on Our Dime bill with Assemblymember Ramdani. And when we started that from 2021, we introduced it 2023. There was a few people with us. 2024, we had 350 people with us. And my opponent, actually, very glad he signed on this year. But I think, you know, I think what this movement is about is being a leader. It's about being a leader and being bold and courageous and taking the fights that no one else is taking to Albany, starting them and building that, not kind of getting on afterwards.
All right, how can people help out if they're in the district or out of the district?
Come through, volunteer. We had one of the biggest volunteer operations in any Senate race in New York just 2 weeks ago for our Day of Action. So come out this weekend, come to Astoria, Woodside, Sunnyside, Ridgewood, Glendale, Elmhurst. We have canvases all over the district. Come knock on doors. That's how you have the conversations. That's how you make it happen. We're trying to get Hassan to canvas because he doesn't want to have me on his show yet, and I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
He's asking me about other people, but you know.
I'm
right here, Hassan.
I've only had you on the stream twice now. Twice. Gluttony. That's what this is.
But come through. Come through because it's where it's at.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. We took the photos already, but we can do it again.
We do it again. All right. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1, and then one couple vertical. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Sweet. Thanks, guys.
It was good to see. So you're not gonna put on my jersey now?
Well, not right
now. Maybe I'll try to.
You want me to do the whack ass
Zara? Why don't you hold it?
Do the whack ass Zara thing I'm wearing under my suit?
No. But why don't you hold it while you're standing next to me so it's jersey?
He's so unk coded.
Who's going, me or him?
Yeah, you.
All right.
Good seeing you.
2 more. First name? All right.
Okay.
2 more.
All right, perfect. Hello, hi.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
All right.
We met before.
Yes. How are things progressed since last time I saw you? How are you feeling about your race? You got early voting starting in Saturday.
Yeah, in a couple days.
Uh huh.
Feeling good. I mean, my race is a little different from the rest of the slate because I am running to fill Claire Valdez's current seat. So it's like an open seat.
Yeah.
That is already held by a DSA member, so I'm more like just showing that we're still here and that we're still strong. So
Can't get too confident.
Can't
you
get too
gotta,
confident.
you gotta,
yeah, we're running
you gotta
it like
fight
a
like
normal,
you're down 30.
Exactly.
Like the Knicks last night.
Yes.
You know? Exactly. You gotta have that Brunson mindset.
There was an incredible moment of Zoran coming. So I live in Ridgewood. Claire and David Organ and I all live in Ridgewood. Like a 5-minute walk from each other. Zoran came out to Ridgewood last night, like at halftime during the game, and then it like turned around, like as soon as he walked into the bar, and everyone was so excited to see him. Like the game completely turned around, and it felt like a Ridgewood blessing.
Yeah.
Zoran blessing. So that
Hell
was
yeah.
exciting. Yeah.
What are some of the initiatives you're going to be pushing for that we'll expand upon what Claire was doing as well?
Yeah, well, so my background is in housing organizing. Worked a lot with tenants. I've helped start tenant associations, done a lot of like fighting for stronger tenant protections at the state level. And what I'm specifically interested in is social housing. And like finding ways to decommodify housing. I've done a lot of that kind of work, like making it easier for tenants to organize
my favorite
and
talk.
gain ownership of their buildings. Yeah, we can talk about it.
Where does that fall? I'm asking for myself because
Yeah.
I always say like I don't understand the NIMBY distinction. Well, I do, but for me, I'm like I don't care. I just want public housing.
Yeah.
So where would you say that falls on the NIMBY distinction? Is it as prominent here in
I feel like the
New York as it
contours
is in San Francisco?
are a
'Cause
little different here,
Yeah.
and then I know like in California it's really interesting.
San Francisco is like
yeah.
Shia Sunni.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Protestant Catholic.
Yeah.
They're warring. It's a warring faction thing.
There are definitely diehard like let's not build anything people here. I want more housing options. Like if the housing situation is so bleak here.
Yeah.
And like definitely part of the solution
is to build more housing.
The way we do affordable housing at the city level is like very terrible. We just build like a few units of not very affordable housing in otherwise market rate buildings. It's like basically what we do. I think we can get more creative at the state level. And there are already bills that DSA electeds are moving that would be expanding like different forms of decommodified housing. I'm excited for it.
Why? I feel like this was not a major consideration, even though housing is the biggest problem. And yet, like we always talk about Medicare for all, but I feel like even within the DSA framework, like this is the first time I'm hearing like more and more electeds and more candidates running that are now talking about an alternative vision, which is not necessarily an alternative vision when you think about like all of the other implementations of this in other countries, and even some version of that, albeit busted, here in the United States of America. What do you think that changes? And I mean, do you feel like this is? I mean, you're out there. You're door knocking for other candidates, for yourself as well. I'm sure. What is the attitude from the public when they hear this? Do they take a Matt Iglesias style approach where they're like, wait a minute, that's not feasible? What about the bottom line of real estate developers?
There's a little bit of that.
Well, there
but
is.
I do think that people are generally like, wow, housing is my biggest expense and it's like out of control. And like there is nothing like the way that people are talking about affordable housing, like in New York City, like when the city builds affordable housing, is like not satisfying to people. And so they know that we need something different. I don't know, it's like you don't really get so into the nuts and bolts of like what social housing means when you're at the doors, but I think people like in a general sense are like, yes, we should be trying something different. Permanently and more deeply affordable housing sounds very appealing to people, so I think it's resonating.
Okay, hell yeah. All right, perfect. And what do you want to, how can people help your candidacy?
Oh yeah, I don't think I even said my name. I'm Samantha Catan, running for State Assembly in Queens. You can go to SamanthaForQueens.com and read more about me and donate and sign up to Canvas.
All right, perfect. And we got snap pics real quick.
All right.
Oh.
Right here.
Yeah.
Okay, some verticals. Well, this is horizontal. All right. 3, 2, 1, and then some verticals. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah, good to talk.
That's fun.
All right.
What up?
What's good?
it going? Oh, that's cooler in here.
Hi. It is hot in here.
A little warm.
God damn.
A little warm.
Are you wearing a suit?
All right.
Everybody's been asking him that.
The legend.
Damn.
Last time I saw Claire, I asked her if she was wearing Yoji Yamamoto, and she's like, no, it's, what did you say it was?
Cost.
Oh, it's COS. I mean, it's still swag.
Yeah.
You got, what's up with DSA with cool glasses? What's going on there?
This
is that
a
deliberate?
This is a new development.
Yeah.
In DSA. We've like reached a new threshold where the requirement is cool ass glasses.
You have to have swag, and you have to have cool glasses, or they beat your ass. That's what they told me.
Sorry.
They told me when they get together, they're all right. So you have a, never mind. You have a very interesting race. That's you and Daria Lisa both are running up against maybe not similar problems, because in her race she's running up against the establishment machine. In your race has actually turned a little sour, surprisingly, considering that it's supposed to be a DSA candidate, yourself, DSA cadre, DSA rank and filer with a union background, going up against the Working Family Party endorsed person that's like, I guess, leaving outbound. Didi Velasquez endorsed your opponent. How do you feel about it? Like, I mean, is this a real fissure at all? Were you surprised that it turned a little bit sour?
I think this is just a moment of clarity. When coalitions change, they change race to race. That's not a big deal. It's not a problem. Sorry, there's a funny thing happening outside. For me, it's like, here's what I am. Here's who I am, what I am.
Yes.
Democratic socialist, proud unionist, anti-war activist, out in front of the genocide, calling for a ceasefire, the end of U.S. complicity, years before my opponent. Stayed silent, stayed in the sidelines. And I think what voters have a choice between is exactly that. Progressive except for Palestine, and someone who has a real vision for international solidarity, true peace, and democratic socialism that spans borders.
What do you think changed in the calculation or the mindset of your opponent for finally coming out and making the slightest nod in the direction of Palestinians only recently, as a matter of fact, after almost 2.5 years, almost 3 years of genocide? And 75 years of occupation and apartheid before then.
Well, I mean, who's counting?
Yeah.
I think it's a question for him. I don't know that he's given a satisfactory answer, to be totally honest. I
haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either, and I think we're in a new political moment where it's much easier to be out on this issue. And when I was running for assembly in 2024, 2023, I had $40,000 spent against me by the local version of AIPAC called Solidarity Network, WHO. And so many Democrats stayed on the sidelines, condemned people who were standing up for Palestinian human rights. And this is not the district for that shit. It's not. This is New York 7. It's the heart of the Common Corridor. It's a district where people have been mobilized and outraged by the genocide, want to see real action on it, and don't want to see us sending, writing blank checks to an apartheid state.
One of the things that I personally love about your candidacy, about your platform, has been how unbelievably outspoken you've been, and how you're unafraid to show your moral compass on the issue of endless, ceaseless militarism overseas. Do you feel like there's hope that there are more and more candidates that are now running in this way, openly and outwardly calling out American imperialism in a way that I certainly have never seen? I mean, even some of the more bold, progressive champions of the last decade have always shied away from criticizing America's actions or American intervention against our designated foreign enemies, our foreign adversaries. And yet, you are charting a very bold path here. How have other establishment Democrats reacted to that? Do they even offer lip service to it? Do you feel like people will inevitably shift on this issue in the way that they have with Palestine?
I think so, and I think some of it may be generational. I'm spitballing here. Some of it may be generational. I'm a millennial. We're all millennials here. I came of age during the invasion of Iraq. I saw the kind of building of consensus around this war machine, and then the murder of 1 million people in Iraq, the destabilization of a region, and the introduction of a new forever war. I'm sick of it. That was my introduction to kind of like foreign policy and U.S. empire. And that was the same story as so many people in my generation. And now we're coming into power, we're coming into politics, we're coming into a place where like we're leading the conversation, and we know what that was. And so we're not going to stand for another illegal war. We're not going to stand for billions and billions of dollars being spent bombing water treatment plants and refugees, and instead of giving us health care, you know? And I think that there's a much, right now, especially with the bombing of Iran, there's such a straight line between international politics and foreign affairs and domestic policy and real pocketbook issues. It's much easier to draw those connections.
So do you feel like in your canvassing and your door knocking, do you see people making that connection? Because foreign policy and domestic policy are technically inseparable, and yet for the longest time, I think we've partitioned it off because it's uniparty, really. Democrats and Republicans alike have always found consensus on this issue and rarely ever cared about the democratic process or the opinions of the masses, and they still kind of don't. Israel is the greatest example of this, where there's this massive divergence between what the base wants and what the Democratic Party is willing to concede on. But as far as the people that you talk to, when you tell them, we don't want to spend money on bombs and endless destruction of schools and civilian infrastructure, we want to build our schools here, does that connect with the population, or are they going, actually, you're wrong, I do want to blow up schools in Iran instead?
Thankfully not in New York 7. In New York 7 it's resonating, and people agree, you know? I think it's both the fact that I think this particular war is actually really directly hitting people's pocketbooks, rising gas prices, rising prices of other things. And, you know, we're at a moment when something like 450,000 New Yorkers are about to lose their health care because of Medicaid cuts. Thousands of New Yorkers are about to lose their SNAP benefits because of SNAP cuts. There's this reckoning with the idea that we are, the investments we're making are political choices. We're choosing to wage war and rain down death rather than just like affirm life here at home and make our lives a little bit easier. And I think that connection is very clear, and people, again, are really outraged by it.
What's the craziest attack you've received from your main opponent so far?
I think he said that only rich people live in Ridgewood.
I saw that.
Which
Really? Yes.
Wild.
But it's his it's the district that he's trying to win.
Well, it's also and Williamsburg, which is where he's from. It's
Yeah. So what's that about? I've seen this like new meta, this new shift, the narrative of gentrifiers, right? And it's oftentimes coming from people who are like, with Espaillat, I mean, he's directly in the pocket of the same people that have allowed this gentrification to happen. But in your circumstance, like, where is this argument coming from? Why did they find this to be a salient point?
I don't know. I mean, this is like classic kind of like divide and conquer politics. It's like the things, you know, when they called us Bernie bros before, and just like, oh, only like white men support Bernie, which is like, okay, like me erasure specifically, but I think it's about like dividing working class people against each other. And like, look, bosses and billionaires are doing a really good job of that. You know, like we need people who are going to unite the working class and who are going to acknowledge that, like, if you are a DJ and Bushwick and you have 5 roommates in a 1-bedroom apartment or whatever, like, you're not rich, you know? And like, you're trying to eke out your life.
Maybe rich in culture.
Rich in beats.
Yeah.
But you're trying to eke out your life same as your next door neighbor. You know, you're still tenants, you're still going up against the landlord lobby and the REBNY in New York City. And we need to be united if we're going to take on those interests. That's why I'm not taking any money from real estate.
So you're feeling confident?
I've never felt confident my entire life. But, you know, we've got, 12 days left, so it's time to hit the doors, it's time to lock in.
I was about to say, how can people help?
Go to clayvaldezforcongress.com, sign up for a shift. We have 12 days left, and at 9:01 on June 23rd, the worst feeling in the world is thinking, fuck, why didn't I sign up for one more shift? So now's the time to lock in. This race is winnable, all these races are winnable. We just gotta put in the work.
All right, Claire Valdez, thank you. We're taking a photo.
All right.
And then it's on your own stage.
3, 2, 1, and then some verticals.